It has been a minute since we've done a GTA 6 video, but we have news. We have things to talk about, things to cover. Rockstar has everybody's attention no matter what. It's honestly pretty impressive that other publishers like Ubisoft, EA, they have to try and keep our eyes on them. Rockstar can just make a tweet. They can tweet out a picture of one of their characters and completely break the internet, but GTA 6 keeps getting closer and closer, and the GTA community are extremely passionate, meaning a lot of little details have been uncovered from that first GTA 6 trailer, along with all the leaks from September of 2022. Yes, it was that long ago. Now with a project this huge, it seems like there's always something new to talk about. And in this video today, we're going to go over some of the new discoveries in the community that they've made, including some potential returning characters and landmarks from GTA Vice City. We're also going to talk about an update on GTA 6's budget and much more. So let me know in the comments if you've replayed GTA Vice City recently in preparation for the game. Drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys are subscribed. You don't want to miss any GTA 6 news because we cover absolutely everything leading up to the launch. So here we go. Grand Theft Auto 6 will be our first official return to Vice City in roughly 2 decades, 20 years, which is honestly pretty ridiculous. Rockstar usually tries to expand upon their GTA settings with multiple games, but Vice City hasn't been in a mainline game since the PS2 era for a lot of fans. How many of you actually owned a PS2? How many of you played it? What was your favorite game? This is going to be their first time visiting Rockstar's fictional version of Florida, but if you've been to Vice City before, chances are you remember the name Tommy Vercetti. Tommy was the main protagonist of GTA Vice City, and he has a special place in the hearts of many longtime fans of the series, including myself. Given the fact that Vice City and 6 are going to take place roughly 40 years apart, nobody was really expecting characters from the first game to make it back, but after some careful analysis of the GTA 6 trailer, some fans have actually become convinced that Tommy will show up, albeit in a much smaller role than before. Before we move on, guys, if you get anything from G2A.com, consider using code CHAOS for some cash back. The link is at the top of the description. Now, at one point in the GTA 6 trailer, there is a very, very brief shot of a mansion in the background. Most people looked right past this building without giving it much thought, but upon further analysis and review, a number of GTA fans are absolutely convinced this is actually Tommy's mansion, due to how similar it looks to Tommy's residence from GTA Vice City, albeit modernized a bit and obviously touched up with new graphics and texture. So, does this mean Tommy's back? Well, it's hard to tell this early, but if his mansion is in the new game, it certainly seems to allude to something more. This wouldn't be the first time that Rockstar actually had a previous protagonist home in a newer game. For all those that didn't know, CJ from GTA San Andreas actually had a pretty huge Easter egg in GTA 5 that a lot of players looked right past. CJ was the main character of San Andreas, and the players spent a lot of time hanging out near his house. But if you go to Grove Street GTA 5, you can actually find CJ's house, although CJ himself has moved out. He's not in the game. So, does this mean Tommy's going to show up in GTA 6? It's hard to say because as much as Rockstar likes bringing old characters back, it would kind of be hard to make Tommy a pivotal part of the story. I don't want to spoil the ending of GTA Vice City in case some of you haven't played it yet, but let's just say the ending of the game might make it a tad difficult for Tommy to live a normal life, let alone keep living in his mansion for the next 40 years. But that doesn't mean he won't be in the game, does it? Like I said, GTA 6 is set roughly 40 years after Vice City, so Tommy would be an old man, certainly retired from crime, so maybe he'll be relaxing on a beach somewhere on the map, or maybe he'll own his own restaurant, or something that we can go visit and just say hi. But if his mansion is part of the GTA 6 map, rest assured, there will be lots of other Easter eggs and references to the last time a mainline GTA game brought us to Vice City. Lots of stuff will have changed over 40 in-game years. This is Rockstar we're talking about, so expect tons of references in addition to Tommy's mansion, and potentially a Tommy cameo hidden somewhere on the map. Now let's shift gears to the business side of GTA 6. This game is believed to have the biggest budget of any video game ever made. Right now, the record of the most expensive video game is held by Star Citizen, but it's a little unfair to list that game in a discussion like this since it's still not released and the budget is likely going to increase as the years go on. As of this video's recording, Star Citizen's budget is sitting around $510 million. But if we're talking about officially released games, the most expensive one of all time is Cyberpunk 2077. Had a final budget of roughly $315 million by the time it launched in 2020. Over the next 3 years, CD Projekt Red put roughly another $130 million into updates and DLC, putting the final budget somewhere around $441 million. But according to various trusted insiders, GTA 6's budget is sitting somewhere between $1.5 billion and $2 billion. Yes, I said billion. So this game is going to be more than 3 times the cost of the most expensive video game ever made. Holy cow. Now, Rockstar and Take-Two haven't confirmed a budget for the game. A hacker did reveal that Take-Two has allocated $2 billion for Grand Theft Auto 6, although it's a little unclear what exactly that means. On one hand, this could mean they've set aside $2 billion for the game's development and marketing, meaning the $2 billion would have been spent by the time the game launches. However, another possibility is that the $2 billion has been set aside for development, marketing, and continued support. So the money won't all have to be spent by launch day, and the actual production budget is probably somewhere closer to $1 billion, maybe 1.5. Regardless of how and when the money is going to get spent, it's more or less confirmed that Take-Two has committed $2 billion to GTA 6. That is way more than any publisher has ever put into a single project. Now, for a publisher to be this confident in a project's budget, they have to be 100% certain they're going to make the money back, because if they don't, heads will roll, and the investors are going to be furious. But just as a reminder, GTA 5 generated $1 billion in 3 days. That was back in 2013, before GTA Online ever took the universe and became the biggest multiplayer game in the multiverse. So GTA 6 is absolutely going to generate more money in less time than 5 did. It's also believed that 5 and Online have generated more than $8 billion as of December 2023. So if I were Take-Two, I would trust Rockstar to make that $2 billion back quick. And just in case you weren't confident in Rockstar's ability to make money somehow, it was confirmed by Take-Two that GTA 5 and Online generated over $500 million in the 2022 fiscal year. So this game was almost 10 years old, and it still generated $500 million in a year, which is more than most video games ever dream of. So if GTA 5 was generating that every fiscal year, almost 10 years after launch, I think we can expect GTA 6 to generate $2 billion during its launch period. I think Take-Two and its shareholders are sitting pretty. Now, in a recent video, we talked about T-Pain accidentally spilling the beans on the live stream that he was involved with GTA 6, but another celebrity from the music world is reportedly part of the project as well. According to several Rockstar insiders, the popular music producer known as Timbaland is a part of GTA 6's team, but it's unclear to what degree. Is he voicing a character? Is he doing music? Is he parodying himself? We don't know for sure just yet, but when asked about it, he refused to comment. So that more or less confirms that the reports are true. That makes 2 music celebrities confirmed for GTA 6, and I'm sure the closer we get to launch, the more confirmations we're going to get. It was also rumored a while back that Joe Rogan was going to be in GTA 6 playing a parody of himself, potentially hosting one of the in-game radio stations, which would be 100% on brand for Rockstar to do, especially in a game meant to parody modern pop culture. So that makes T-Pain, Timbaland, and Joe Rogan. Who else do you think we're going to get? Now, there have been a few threads on Reddit and Twitter recently talking about what people don't want to come into GTA 6. I think it's interesting. I want to talk about it for a second. Everyone talks about the stuff they want from a new game. What about the stuff that the GTA 5 fans don't want to return? For example, a lot of fans have said online they're really hoping the disappearing car mechanics from GTA 5 gets the axe before the sequel actually launches, and I agree. It was super frustrating to buy a car in GTA 5 and then have it randomly disappear because you walked away from it. Now, speaking of things vanishing, what about the opposite? Because another common criticism of GTA 5 is the fact that cops would sometimes appear out of thin air with no warning. Rockstar's cop system for GTA 5 basically had cops spawn in nearby after you were caught committing a crime, and sometimes the engine would cut out the middleman and they would spawn right in front of you. And it not only broke the immersion, it was frustrating because it was almost impossible to react or prepare. Now, a number of leaks have stated GTA 6's cop system is going to be completely overhauled and reworked from previous games, which I'm excited to see the new system in action. Instead of having cops appear out of thin air, they have to be deployed from a police station, meaning you'll be able to plan your escape routes more effectively since you know they're coming. But at the same time, the new cops are going to be way more intelligent than before and use more sophisticated tactics, so even though they're going to be easier to prepare for, they're probably going to be harder to escape from, which that's a nice twist on the established GTA formula. There you have it, my friends. Who's the next celeb we're going to get? Do you think the cop AI is going to be next level? And how much do you think Rockstar and Take-Two make the first weekend, the first 3 days of GTA 6's launch? I'll see you soon.